Hello friends from South Asia, this is another round of Talk Dhaka. You're right, it's time for chit chat again with me, Mishur Rahman from Bangladesh. And as you know, on this show you get to meet hot and happening Bangladeshis and you get to know all about what they're doing from their industry. Today on our show we have a very exciting guest who has spent a good dozen years in the IT industry and has helped to set up a lot of backbones as we know it for the IT industry here in Bangladesh. He has worked with leading companies and we're going to learn all about it. Let's introduce all of you to Mr. Russel T. Ahmed, who is now on his own and he's leading a very interesting portal that works with IT and education here in Bangladesh. It's a very innovative concept and we're going to hear all about it. So let's start our conversation with Russel Ahmed. Hello Mr. Russel, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much, Mishu. How are you?
I'm good. I introduced you very briefly, but I would like you to tell our South Asian friends about the companies that you've worked with. You've worked with companies that have progressed from the very basic infrastructure and then moved on to modern services.
Thank you very much. Yes, I spent my last 12 years in the ICT industry. I have worked for a company called Amra Networks as CEO. Amra Networks is the largest corporate ISP in Bangladesh.
Right.
Then I worked for the first WiMAX operator of the country, QB. I played the role of CMO. I launched the brand and I was very much involved with the development of business strategy and the business plan. My last job was with Fiber at Home, the nationwide telecommunication transmission network, with the portfolio of Chief Strategic Officer. And very recently, I started a company of my own. It's basically, if I tell you a bit of background with my experience of 12 years, what I have seen, penetration of internet, one of the major hurdle was the lack of content in Bangladesh. We don't have enough content.
As in content in Bangla that people can access.
Content in Bangla and the relevant content for the relevant people. What to do with internet? When I have internet, still Bangladeshis, we do mainly do Facebooking, we do have our Gmail,
right,
and searching, right? The relevant content was missing. So we formed a company called Team Creative with a vision of changing people's lifestyle through technology. So we'll work with many .coms, many kind of contents for the right and relevant people. The first initiative of Team Creative is Champs21.
Okay, champs21.com, that's a website, right?
That's a website, but I rather prefer to call it an e-learning system.
Cool.
Champs21 is an e-learning system, the first of its kind in Bangladesh. It is targeting the students from class 3 to class 10 for both Bangla and English medium students in Bangladesh. Champs21 is a service which we offer students self-assessment, specifically on science and math. Whatever the chapters, according to the school curriculum, the chapters are taught in the school, they will find assessment test in our platform as per their school curriculum.
And so this is applicable for both Bangla medium and English medium. That's the two platforms in education.
It is applicable for both Bangla and English medium. As we all know that in English medium, there are two types of curriculums are followed, mainly Edexcel and Cambridge.
Right.
Both the curriculums they will find in our system. And for Bangla, we simply follow national board curriculum.
Right.
And the students from class 3 to class 10, they will find assessment according to the chapters are taught in the school. We have 3 tests per chapter. So students take the first test and then they can go for the second test to improvise. And we usually recommend to go for the third test right before their term final. Now the issue of learning, where it comes, in every test there are 20 to 25 questions. For every question, whether it is right or wrong, the students find in-depth explanation. For example, for maths, the whole problem is solved in our system. And for science, we give explanation from both book and sometimes beyond the book. Now you can ask me what is beyond the book explanation. There is always limitation of book space. Now student is learning landing on the moon. What we do, there is an explanation from the book and then we give the YouTube link of landing on the moon in our site.
Brilliant, of course, yeah.
So students can view the video of landing on the moon.
Like some kind of additional supplementary information just
Absolutely,
to increase their
absolutely.
general knowledge. That's brilliant.
We don't say, we can never be an alternative to teacher. Neither we are an alternative to school. We are an additional element for these kids to do a kind of self-learning and a little bit of the dependency on the private tutor comes down.
That's
with
true.
our system. And the objective actually what we had in our mind, if you see the globalization, I would always say that you and I, our generation, we are a bit fortunate. Why? We have developed our career wherever we are today, wherever you are here today. So we have faced a competition locally. We did compete with our friends and we have come to today's position. But by the time our kids grow, our next generation grow, they will have to face global competition. Now it is our duty and our responsibility to make them ready for that global competition. The students of their par from developed countries like Europe or US, or even our neighboring countries like India, Malaysia, Singapore, their students are getting all the benefit of technology. So by the time our kids grow, they'll have to face advanced students from those countries. So it is our responsibility as a nation to help them with technology.
So do you think that when you mention all these countries who are doing really well with giving technological support to students, is it something that the government encourages or the government makes available, or is it just because the people have a higher living standard and they can access, you know, more higher valued services?
Well, excellent question. The whole issue is basically the complete ecosystem. Starting from government to educational system, to students and their parents. Now we all know there is a typical fear in parents' mind for last many years, or it's a common fear which our parents have in their mind. If my kids, if our kids go to internet, they will do something unwanted, right? So for that unknown fear, to me it was like, it's with all due respect, lack of knowledge, lack of proper information. If we give the right content, if we can make the kids excited, they'll not go to any unwanted things.
Right.
When they have assignment from the school, they'll do it. They're doing their homeworks, they're doing the other things. Why they're going to Facebook?
Right.
Facebook has actually given them their demand, they fulfill their demand, and they're now excited about Facebook. What we are doing through CHAMS 21, there is a lot of kind of competition. For example, every single chapter-wise test, once you do better, if you are the top of that particular chapter, your picture is shown.
Really? Okay.
So
the top scorers are actually shown on the screen. Top
scorers are actually, can see their pictures. So the other day somebody told me, somebody asked me, what will happen if the students take all these tests, seeing their books at the home, right? My issue is, I don't say anything wrong. Because why the students will take the book support? Because if they have an intention of seeing, if they are interested enough, excited enough to see their pictures on the media, which is web media, they will eventually, if they read books, eventually they're learning.
Right.
As a parent, I want my kids learning, because CHAMS 21 is not a certified test center.
Right.
CHAMS 21 is a system to help you to do better in your class test. Now to do CHAMS 21, if you read books, we have given links of Google in our site, we have given links of encyclopedia in our site, we have given links of Wikipedia in our site. Our vision is to make these students addicted towards learning.